Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome back to the D1 Audible cheat sheets. If the earlier chapters were about wines, where wines grow, and how vineyards are set up, chapter 6 in the textbook is about how growers keep the system working year after year. At its core, this chapter is about soil. Water and nutrients don't exist independently, they are accessed through the soil. And if the soil isn't healthy, no amount of intervention later in the season can fully compensate. So we start with soil health. Healthy soil is a living system. It needs structure that allows roots to penetrate, enough organic matter to hold water and nutrients, and an active population of organisms, microbes, fungi, earthworms that break down organic material into forms the vine can actually use. When soil health declines, vines struggle to access water and nutrients, even if those resources are technically present, leading to weak growth, uneven ripening, and higher disease pressure. Because of this, grape growers monitor soil health regularly, often with soil testing, so they can correct problems early rather than reacting once vines are already under stress. From there, nutrient management is about maintaining balance rather than maximizing supply. Vines need nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and trace elements, but excess nutrition is just as problematic as deficiency. Too much nitrogen drives excessive vigor. Long shoots, dense canopies, shading, delayed ripening, and higher disease risk. Too little nutrition leads to weak growth, poor yields, and in some cases, fermentation problems later in the winery. Growers can add nutrients directly using fertilizers or indirectly by managing soil biology and competition. Organic fertilizers such as compost or manure improve soil structure and feed soil organisms, but nutrients are released slowly and require labor to incorporate. Inorganic fertilizers are more precise and immediately available, but do nothing for soil health and can easily push vines into excess vigor if misused. Weed and ground cover management is just as important here. Cultivation removes weeds and incorporates fertilizer, but repeated disturbance damages soil structure and biology. Herbicides are effective and cheap in labor terms, but raise environmental concerns and resistance issues, and they remove all competition, often increasing vigor too much. Animal grazing offers weed control and manure, but requires careful timing and labor. Cover crops and mulching sit somewhere in between. Cover crops can reduce vigor, improve structure, control erosion, and increase biodiversity, but they must be managed carefully to avoid excessive competition for water and nutrients. Mulches suppress weeds and reduce evaporation, which can be valuable in dry sites, but they are bulky, expensive to apply, and can increase vigor too much in fertile vineyards. All of these nutrient tools overlap with water management, which brings us to the second half of the chapter. Water availability and timing strongly shape vine growth, yields, and grape composition. In dry climates or free draining soils, irrigation may be essential and is often planned at the vineyard design stage. In some regions, irrigation is restricted or banned, and in others, water availability itself is the limiting factor. Because water is a scarce resource, efficiency matters. Growers improve efficiency through irrigation system choice, monitoring vine water status, increasing soil organic matter, reducing evaporation, and choosing drought tolerant varieties and rootstocks. Drip irrigation is now the most common system because it allows precise control, uses water efficiently, works on slopes, and can even deliver fertilizer through fertigation. Its drawbacks are cost, maintenance, and vulnerability to blockage, and it cannot be used for frost protection. Other systems, flood, channel, or overhead sprinklers, exist but are generally less efficient or more costly, though sprinklers can double as frost protection. The key concept for the exam is not irrigation itself, but timing. Vines need more water early in the season to establish leaf area and support yield. Later, especially between fruit set and veraison, mild water stress can be beneficial. This is where regulated deficit irrigation comes in. By deliberately limiting water during this window, shoot growth slows, berries remain smaller, and color and tannin concentration increase, particularly useful for black grapes. But timing is critical. Too much or prolonged stress reduces yield and quality, and not all climates or soils allow this level of control. Some growers choose not to irrigate at all, often referred to as dry farming. This usually results in lower yields but can improve concentration and site expression where rainfall and soil depth allow vines to survive without severe stress. Finally, in wetter regions, the challenge is not supplying water but removing excess. Poor drainage leads to waterlogged soils, root damage, delayed ripening, and disease pressure. Installing drainage before planting is costly, but often pays back through healthier vines, more reliable yields, and easier mechanization. In high rainfall areas, growers may also manage water indirectly through cover crops and soil structure improvements that regulate how quickly the water moves through the soil. So, altogether, this chapter, chapter 6, is about control through balance. Healthy soils give vines steady access to water and nutrients. Nutrient tools adjust vigor and growth. Water tools, whether irrigation, stress management, or drainage, fine tune ripening, yield, and risk. None of these decisions sit in isolation, and every choice involves trade offs between costs, sustainability, vine balance, and wine style. So that completes chapter 6. I do hope this helps, and I'll see you at the next episode.